Good morning, passport holders. Today, July 12th, 2017, making today day 985 of the vlogs, if I'm doing my math right, and I just completed my first full overnight shift. All things said, some pluses, some minuses. Ended up getting really close to my ideal talk time goal just by a couple of inbound calls and my outbound calls. Sent a bunch of emails, and now that I'm using additional tools, it definitely is helping because I can see when people are opening emails, things like that. So I know that, like, okay, cool, they opened it. I can probably hit them up again tomorrow and see if I get any action that way. That stated, all in all, no sales closed, although I had one that I probably should have. But it's one of those things where it was clear that this guy wasn't serious about throwing down for a 12-month contract, even though his site had already been hacked. So I tried, and it just wasn't gonna come. So a little frustrating. As you can see, though, I did find my sunglasses directly under my monitor, which I think I said in the previous episode that that's where I thought they probably were. So happy that I did not lose them. Still can't get my headset to work. My QC25 headset to work. I suspect I got to use one of the adapters that was included with it. I'm going to try that over the next, maybe tomorrow if I can get everything done a little bit earlier. But that stated, right now it is time for me to go back to Ben and Kami's, watch an episode of Game of Thrones, and go take a nice long nap because I've earned it. So I appreciate you guys, and let's get today started, but you guys won't see me for a few hours. Alright guys, 2:45 at this point, and yes, I am back up and running, and I actually have been for a couple of hours at this point, almost 3. So was able to get about 5.5 hours of sleep. It's not normally enough, but I'm actually feeling okay at the moment. And I think that's partially to do with the food situation that I did when I got back here and before I went to bed. So continuing to power forward, I have no question that I will be drained at one point tonight, so I'm going to try and be smart about how I manage all of that. That stated, DailyVee 263. I just finished the captions on, sent those out to the VaynerMedia guys, so that is done. I also received back Clintus's captions from today, so that's an 11-minute video, so that's positive. I should be able to get that done, no questions asked, before 5 p.m., right? A couple of hours. In order for me to handle my vlog edit so that I can do the export and start the upload, so that way that can all be done. I still have to eat my first meal of today kind of thing. Like, it's so weird. My days are all weirdly straddling over 2 calendar days now. If I can finish that and clear the Relentless talk, DailyVee today, and Clintus's video for today, that means that I'll have pushed out over an hour and a half's worth of content back out of the system, which is exactly what I need, because I still have 2 keynotes from this last weekend that I still need to get working on. And ideally, with me having a 3-day weekend due to the work schedule stuff, I would really love to be able to knock that out today, or not today, over that 3-day weekend, so that the 2.5 hours worth of content, since that'll mark the end. Tuesday marks the end of my contract with Gary. So if I could clear the board or get as close as I could as possible to clearing the board so that I don't have to work much after the 18th, then I'll be much better off. And so that's kind of the plan, guys. I'm super pumped with it, and I'm quite frankly, like, if I can hang some more wins on the board, I'm gonna do it. It may be 107 out like it has been the last few days, man, but this one feels hotter for some reason. At this point, the vlog edit has been completed and is exporting. I'm gonna go grab some lunch because, quite frankly, Chipotle sounded good, and it's a large meal that I know I can eat in 1 or 2 sittings, depending upon how I feel. And so that is positive. I'm sweating like a dog, though. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wear these clothes into work. So handling some of the outdoor chores as well, things like that, all kind of going on. Pretty simple. That's good news, bad news. 5 o'clock. Good news is that Clintus's vlog is now done. That's all finished, so I'm pumped about that. Bad news is that I am completely exhausted after eating that meal. I knew I was going to hit a wall. I just was hoping that it was going to be closer to when I could actually start to use Red Bulls in order to power me through it. That is not the case today. So I decided to take it down an hour since the vlog export had finished, start the upload. For whatever reason today it was going faster than it had previously when I was doing that, so instead of taking like a couple of hours, it only took about an hour to do the upload. So that was cool to be able to catch up on a couple of YouTube videos, to handle Clintus's stuff in the background, kind of get all that done. So that's all done. So like my major daily responsibilities are done. Obviously I still have the talks, the old talks from Gary that I need to do. And I have one more house chore, which is watering the backyard plants, which I'm super willing to do. But I've got like 4 hours to kill, and there's part of me that wants to try and take a nap. There's part of me that knows that I shouldn't, because I may not come fully back to life for a while after I do wake up. So it's kind of one of these things where it's like so in between that I don't know how I'm going to address it. I may just go and sit and watch the season finale of the season 4 that I'm currently watching, of Game of Thrones, so that I can give myself a little downtime. And with that all taken care of, then that'll allow me to hopefully feel better. Hopefully let this food settle, let the kind of post huge meal kind of laziness pass. And that's kind of gonna be it, guys. I mean, you know, it's kind of one of these things where these are gonna be the days, especially while I'm still doing doubles, where it's like Gary's stuff, Clintus's stuff, new job stuff. So yeah, things will get simpler when I don't have house chores like these to handle at scale. And then once Gary's no longer in the mix, I mean, that's 2 to 4 hours a day, guys, that I'm gonna be gaining back. So lots of opportunities for me to sleep and do whatever the heck I want to, be that play some Destiny or just generally, you know, hang out or read a book or get back into kind of some meditation stuff, which I've kind of walked away from, which I think is probably a huge mistake, but maybe I can get some time back to do that. 10 minutes to 7, guys, and yeah, I am completely and utterly exhausted. There's just a part of me that wishes that I could have had, you know, a chance to sleep for 2 or 3 hours today and not have the consequences of, you know, everything going off the rails. It's not going to happen. As you can see back there, there's potential for storm clouds to be rolling in. Monsoon season is in full effect. Spoke with Ben, specifically told me not to put that thing back up. And so yeah, the last hour has been grinding on the Relentless talk and just trying to do anything to get my energy level back up, and it's not jump starting. I am, however, making a big dent on the Relentless talk, so probably I won't say that I'm going to finish it. I probably won't. I'll probably end up being 10 or 15 minutes short of finishing that hour and 6-minute talk. Alright guys, it is 8:25 at this point, and I'm just getting on the road, or more correctly, getting back on the road. I tripled down, and in the last 10 minutes of the Relentless talk, I did it at 2.0, which I don't like doing, because if there's any kind of like subtle shift, I'm going to miss it. But I did finish the Relentless talk, so that all got finished. I then decided to go and do like a non-perishables run to the grocery store, stuff that I could just leave in the car all night, things like cans of soup and whatnot. And sure enough, sat there, and as I was checking out, remembered that I forgot my water bottle. And that's a big deal when your job is to call people on the phone all night. So, and I don't want to use one of their little like 8-ounce cups. I'd much rather have my 24-ounce water bottle that I know, love, respect, and can appreciate, and not get up from my desk every 5 minutes to go and fill a cup of water. So it's a little tighter than I would have liked, but I've got more done than I was expecting, which is a win. So I'm going to go racing up on 143 to the 202, to the 101, all that good fun. And I should still make it on time, but it'll be closer than I would like. Ultimately, I won't have a ton of time to screw around with my headset, which is highly disappointing, and it may just be something that I do on my first 15-minute break, depending upon how I'm feeling. So that's the deal, guys. I wish I could sit here and say, like, yo, I'm going to have a ton of exciting stuff for you on my breaks. I'm not. It's just not going to be the case, especially while I'm doing all the learnings and whatnot. So continuing to fight through everything, but I will say thank you guys so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate them both. Thank you for your understanding during this time where I'm kind of working 2.5 jobs, really. Hopefully I'll be able to be done with this in the next week or so. Remember, though, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.